Hey guys, I'm live in bed. I've got my I don't feel like putting on the lamp. I just wanted to keep my what do you call it, lamp on. I'm a little out of it tonight. My heat lamp there. That's supposed to give like positive ions. Yeah, if I can think of it, I'll tell you what it's called. So, I had a question, and sometimes it's nice to not have like a full light in my face, right? I mean, it gets annoying having to look at yourself as we're talking about Narcissus and narcissism. It kind of gets annoying looking at yourself every time you do a video. So it's nice to not really see myself and I'm in the dark. I like some of the videos like this. I had a question and a contribution thanks to a client of mine that I was working with, and she's doing really well, and she's got a very unique name, so I don't want to give it away, and she's very private. Thank you very much for your contribution, and I will answer your question tonight. Good evening, Regina. I am doing very well, thank you. So her question was, maybe the narcissist just really, like, am I just fooling myself? Maybe the narcissist just really wasn't that into me. So this is a common thing that a lot of people have gone through and thought about themselves, looking back, and it's very, it's a very common thing. It's a common question that we'll sit there and ask ourselves. And it just goes right along with the play-by-play that they're doing. They are trying to make you question yourselves, always. They are trying to get you to doubt yourself. So this common question of, that book that we all read back in the day, maybe he's just not that into me. I don't know if you ladies out there have read that book. I remember this book came out in my early 20s and we all read it. It was a great book because it got you to understanding the non-committal type of man, and the playing kind of man, and all the different types there are, and, how to steer clear, but also how to recognize the signs and just kind of move on with your life. So, in dealing with the narcissist, I think that most of us know and understand that these people are on another caliber of of games and withholding, and I like that Ross Rosenberg calls it, you're going around all day like it's terrorism. It's constant terrorism because you don't know what's coming. Hi, Mike. You don't know what's coming. You never know what's coming. You never know what's next and what's around the corner. So this whole feeling of like, oh, maybe I just wasn't good enough. Maybe the narc, exactly, 1991 Windsor. Exactly. In the very beginning, we were meant to think that we were the best thing on this planet. And yes, that we have saved them. How many times has your narc, your past narc, whatever, has said that to you? You saved my life. So, this is just a common thing to hook you. It's a hooking, trapping mechanism that they're very, very good at. And I know I'm not alone here with talking about that. I think that these people have, oh God, the narc that preys on married women for sport. Yeah, meow hiss. I'll get into that one in a minute. Yes. These narcs are very good at this game. And then, it's, and I was saying, I think that they have demons that are helping them with their operation, that are aiding them in their operation. Because I'm sorry, but to me, there is something to the whole fact that they all act the same, and that's a lot of these people will look at you at some point during the relationship and say, I don't know why I do these things. I really don't know why. So I know that a lot of you are on board with the spiritual stuff, but they are forever on this conquest to doing what it is they do. You can't compare them to these books that are out there on other types of individuals and other types of relationships, because this is nothing like any other relationship you'd ever have before in your life. You're never going to be able to compare this experience to anybody else, and hopefully for many of you, you didn't have multiple narcissists that you unfortunately got tangled with, like I did. So so the narc that forever goes after the married type, yeah, okay, love, exactly. The opportunists, they're looking to see what you've got and what they can get out of you. Absolutely. So there are narcissists very, very interested in going after married type. Why is that? Because they're married. Because it's a bigger conquest. It's bigger shoes they in their mind that they get to fill. This is great for them. They like to have those notches on their belt, the old belt that they've got. They're going to wear those notches like a prize. That's a huge challenge to them. Oh, I got somebody to divorce. Oh, I got somebody to, to come along and play with me. I'm so wonderful. I broke up a marriage, everyone. Look at me. I'm that awesome. That's what they're thinking when they go and they break up and they're after married people. They're sick in the head. Don't forget, you guys. Don't ever forget that Jezebel got eaten by dogs. That was her fate. She got thrown out of a window. Her body smashed up against the wall, and the dogs ate her and left her hands, her head, and her feet. Okay? And they think there's something to that. Leaving the hands and the head is the mark of the beast. So you got to understand that these people, their fate, it comes when they're doing these things and they're going after people that are already in relationships, and they're temptresses, and they're tempting, and they're doing all these things. They're going after married people. They're breaking up relationships. They're breaking your spirit. They're hurting you on a daily basis. So getting back to the whole idea of maybe the narcissist just wasn't that into me. Like I said, that's a common question that people will ask themselves and wonder. Guys, I guarantee you think about the narcissist story before the narcissist got involved with you. I'm sure you heard through the grapevine, or they told you some things themselves because they got a big mouth and they can't control it. So they told you some stories. And it's all adding up. This was going on well before you. It went on while you were with them. And it's going on right now that you're not with them. They're with the new supply, and this kind of behavior is continuing. So you cannot do that to yourself. That's what they want, you guys. They want you to sit back and think about, well, gee, maybe it was me. Maybe I just wasn't the right person for them. Who is the right person for them? Who? The only right person for them is them. They're obsessed with themselves. They're in a love and hate relationship with themselves on a daily basis. They don't have any capacity for a relationship. They're selfish individuals, constantly on the hunt for blood because it's a game. It gives them something to do. They're eventually going to tire of whatever it is that they're after. They're going to do something wrong in their mind. Nothing satisfies these people. They're demonic. So you sitting back and saying that, okay, let's see where I went wrong in the picture. Guys, where you went wrong is you didn't see the signs. And that's why we're all here. We're all here. We're getting the information so we never have to go through something like this ever again in our lives. And we can save others. That's why you guys have been so helpful in sharing my videos and getting this information out there. I see on YouTube how many of you guys are sharing my videos. I cannot thank you enough, because that's what's going to get this stuff to stop. We have to stop their operation. We have to shut it down. We have to. We cannot let them go around and hurt any more people. And if this is like, you know, Mike, you're talking about, excuse me, you're talking about your dad. And this is family members we're talking about. And this could be friends. This could be other relationships, people in the workplace. You got to do everything you can do to protect you. You got to protect your spirit and your soul, because their operation is to bring it down. One person at a time. I believe these people don't have souls, and they're running around on this planet trying to collect souls. That is their whole purpose in life. Hi, guys. Thank you for joining me. So you cannot, when you start questioning you, and it's been months, you've been away from this person, and they're still hoovering you, and they're doing all these tactics and manipulation tactics, and you're going to sit there and wonder, oh my God, maybe it was something I did. Guys, if you weren't such a great person to be taken down to begin with, they never would have went after you in the first place. That's what it's all about. They went after you for a reason. They targeted you for a reason. It's because you have the light inside of you. They're bugs. They're attracted to the light. They're going after the light. It's not because they love the light. It's because they want to dim it with their bug bodies. They want to put their bug body on that light and suck it all up. That's what bugs do. They're attracted to the light. So you can't, the minute you start questioning yourself again and you start replaying things and you're ruminating and you're reminiscing and you're wondering, what did I do wrong? They've got you. They got you again. They're so far away from you, but they're still connected to you. They are kind of scummos, right? I told you before in my other video what I think they are. I spelt it out very clear for you. Very clear. Yep, they love gossiping. They love spreading rumors. They love talking about you when you're not present. They love talking about anybody that's not present. You ever notice that about narcissists? They'll sit around and they talk about people, and then the minute that person gets in front of them, they're, oh, hi, hey, haven't seen you in a while. What are you up to? And so you have to understand that the minute you're out of their sight, they're doing the same thing with you. You're no special. You're no different. You know, and that's the thing, Jay Naylor, is that you will, after all this, I have clients right now that are like, I don't know why this happened. And I tell them the reason for all of it is because you're supposed to get to this best version of you. And unfortunately, we all have to hit, rock bottom and see something like this to almost have a spiritual awakening ourselves and say, this stuff is real. I want to share something with you guys. It's very, very personal, but I'm going to share it with you anyway. About 4 nights ago, I woke up. I went downstairs to go to the bathroom, and my cross that I wear every single day, I don't take this cross off, fell off the chain. So, naturally, I looked down at the chain. The chain is still on me. And so I'm tugging like this, and I look at the cross. There is not one single spot for this to have fallen off of. It is soldered. It's completely welded together. There's no opening anywhere for this cross to have fallen off of my chest. And there's no explanation for it. There's none. Um, and today, seemingly, I had a little break in between some appointments, and I'm taking on some clients right now for, I'm doing some animal services throughout the day too, and I'm doing some dog walking in my area, which is something I always wanted to do. I love animals. And I came back and I had a little break in between clients, and I watched another, I think it was Paranormal Witness, or it was another show. And you'll never guess what this guy said in this episode. He said the exact same thing. He said that his cross fell off of his neck, and there's no explanation for it. He said the exact same thing as me. There's no opening. There's no nothing. And he was going through some stuff when this happened. I don't really know what it means. I took it as this was a spiritual thing, obviously, because there's no explanation for it. I took it as that, I'm talking about this stuff. I'm expanding some awareness to the topic. I'm getting people to think about it. That's exactly what I thought, KK Bootsy, because I wasn't afraid. It wasn't like it could have been either side trying to give me a warning, and that's okay. Yeah, Mike, it could have been an attack while I was sleeping, because it was while I was sleeping, or it could have been God saying, keep going. Like, I'm listening to you too. Like, you got to keep on this track. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't really know why he would take it off. But I'm not afraid. Either way, I'm not afraid. Just like I wasn't afraid the night that I saw that black cloud come over and hover over my ex-husband's head. I wasn't afraid. And strange enough, I should have been. I mean, I remember my hair standing standing up high, and I remember like that feeling of just like I was in shock. But I almost said to myself, like, I know what you are. I know what this is. And I know my faith, so keep trying. You ain't gonna get anywhere. So I thought I'd share that with you guys, because I mean, there's no explanation. I wish I could send you guys like a really like up close photo to show you there's no way that could have happened. And then to see an episode about that today, hello. I've never even heard of that happening. So, for those of you that have, hello, Strider Wins. Thank you for joining. For those of you that are new to my channel, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for people that have sent me donations and that have inquired about working with me. I need one more person for a group that I'm going to start next week. So if you're interested, it's very affordable. The rate is only $15 for the session. We're going to meet once a week, and we'll probably go a little bit over an hour or so. And if the sessions are going well and we're all getting, to know one another, learning from each other's experiences, we're going to just keep going with this. So if you're interested, please email me at tracefaceit@gmail.com. So, guys, I just really wanted to remind you this evening that you got to stop looking at yourself with these people. You got to stop it. That's what they want you to do. They want you to keep, hi, Phoenix, Arizona. They wanted you to keep blaming yourself, because it keeps it going for them. It keeps it fresh. It keeps their game going. It keeps it moving. That's what they want. They wanted you to blame yourself the whole time. And in time, guys, you will get to a point, you will get to a place that you don't recognize yourself anymore. And that's when it's really scary. And that's when it's to a point where you better hope that you get on channels like this one. I unfortunately didn't have that. I had a few that were good, but the narcissism thing, they didn't understand. That was my experience. They really didn't understand it. Is when I got on YouTube that I realized that there was a there was a community here that truly understood this stuff at these levels that I can sit here and talk about. You know, crosses falling off my my neck and and black clouds in the room. And you know, you guys are going, yes, I know, and not going, what? I didn't have that happen. Um, who just subscribed? Meow hiss. Yeah, and guys, I understand that so many of you are in a financial bind with your situations going on within the home. That's why, you know, email me. It's much more important that I get you guys the help. Whatever it is I can do. If you can give me whatever you can give me, I just want to make sure that I get you the help. You know, oh, your husband subscribed. Is he the one that has is a narcissist? You know, I've had some I'm going to tell you guys something else too. I'm going to share with you. Quite interesting. I had an old acquaintance. We're not really friends. I mean, you know, this person in particular, I'm not going to use his name. About 10 years ago or so, he had seen my band play this competition, and I think his friend's band was part of the competition. Regina, I will answer that in a second here, because I will talk about the demons and knowing knowing who you are. Please remind me if I lose track, because you guys, your comments come in, and I do try to interact with you guys as much as I can. Well, anyway, I don't go crazy on my Facebook page. My Facebook page is mostly for friends and family. And as I've shared with you guys before, I don't talk about that I have like a channel on YouTube for this. What I do say on there, oh, you have a good husband. Okay, I didn't understand what you meant there. That's great to hear. I'm glad that you found a wonderful person. We all deserve that. Everybody deserves that. Anyway, here and there, I will say on my channel, if you have been in a toxic or abusive relationship, those are the words I use. Please contact me to get you the help and support you need, and then I will take it from there. Because again, friends and family are not going to understand this kind of abuse. They don't, for the most part. They don't have the right advice for you, and a lot of times they're telling you the wrong things. So, you know, that's why this is a separate thing from Facebook. Well, anyhow, this gentleman, here and there, I put up memes and different things about, if there's a really great article that comes across, I will share it on my Facebook page. Very interesting. He emailed me and said, we were talking about what I'm doing for work and stuff, and he said, that's quite interesting. And I didn't even use the word narcissist. I said I help people that have been in toxic and abusive relationships online. And he says to me, what do you think of this article? And he sends this article all about all the signs of being a narcissist. So I wrote back, oh, so you are familiar with this. This is what I talk about. And he writes back, I said, have you been in a relationship like this? And he writes back, well, I think so at one point. But what really bothered me and made me depressed was that I identify with a lot of these characteristics. So I said to him, well, you know, if you're identifying with this and you don't like it, there's certain things that anybody and everybody could do to change, but you'd have to want to. I said, do you get pleasure and enjoyment out of other people's pain? Well, we all know that was a dumb question, because if he really truly is a malignant narcissist, he's not going to answer that truthfully. But I found it quite interesting. You know, even if we can get them to start to see that there's something seriously not right with them, I mean, that's a step in itself, and it's a start. You know, I know that a lot of them are trolling my channels. I see here and there with the comments, and you know, You can tell right away that they're narcs, but we know that the channel is truly not for them. If they can learn something off of it, good, but again, I truly believe that the only person that could ever heal these people and deliver them is Jesus Christ himself. And there's really not a shot in the dark for much of anything else. um I think it was Regina, you asked me a question about the demons. There's another episode I did watch regarding paranormal stuff where one of the investigators did say that these demons actually do know you by name. And when these investigators have gone into homes and tried to drive them out, or the minute they walked in the home, they'll say, like, "Hello, David, we've been waiting for you," or, have literally talked to them through the spirits that are living inside of people. Yes, they do know your name. And, I do think that they're telepathic. I think that that's why the hoovering techniques come in at certain times. Um, you'll be thinking about them, and all of a sudden you look, there's an email. Um, there's a lot to this that you really can't deny. And they don't want you to know this stuff. That's why they're very stealthy. They're very sneaky at how they operate. They don't want you to know that this is a spiritual operation happening. No. They want you to keep slapping the psychological term. "Oh, I got a personality disorder." It's a personality disorder. Yeah. I don't think so. I think a lot of us now are starting to open our eyes that there's something much greater and deeper to these. Again, I'm going to just keep reiterating. How do you explain that they all act the same and that my story is your story is everybody's story? How do you explain that? That they're so strategic that you can begin to predict what they're going to do. And you're right on the money. Yeah, the Wolf, you will get the random songs and the random times that you're going to sit back and you're going to feel like you miss them. And you're going to feel like, there were good times, you guys, because we wouldn't have stayed for as long as we did if it was all bad. But that's all part of it too. Is like they hook you with the sweet mean cycle. They're going to be sweet to you and then they're going to be mean. And it keeps going like this. It's to keep you in that terrorism mode. When's it coming? What's happening next? Yeah, and we are objects and puppets for them, for their show. And they use us as they see fit. And when they've gotten everything out of us that they can possibly get with the yo-yo games and the terrorism attacks, they got no use for you anymore. They're on to the next thing. They're looking for somebody that's got more money than you, got a better body to look at, whatever it is that they think. That's, in their minds, they're always looking. But mostly, guys, it has nothing to do with that. I'm going to tell you. It has to do with the fact that you've caught on to them. And they know it. They know that you're too smart now, and they're going to go find somebody else. Because you'd be surprised at what some of the people that they actually are going after in a lustful way. You wouldn't believe it. So it really doesn't have anything to do with that. I mean, they are lustful creatures, they're lustful beings, but that also means that they'll go with anything. Bisexual, they'll go with it all. Yeah, sometimes you will have a conversation with their new supply. It's quite interesting. My second narcissist, sociopath that I was with, he was with this really popular fashion designer in town, and the relationship only lasted 2 years. And just recently, she asked to be my friend on Facebook. And what a sweet girl. Like, I already heard that she was a sweetheart. They know. These people, they lived it too. They know. They got the same thing she got the same thing I did. And the stories I've heard of, my other exes and what really went on there was much worse than he ever told me. Much worse. People come crawling out of the woodwork once you're out and they want you to know the truth. But they think they're smart. They think they can hide from their past and just keep running and hiding and running and hiding. And what they don't realize is each time they mess with people, that's a whole group of a lot of people that know the truth. He's your neighbor? Oh, God help you. Is there any way that you can move? Because that's horrible. I mean, I'm not one for telling you guys that you need to run. You need to be the one running. But sometimes you need to do whatever it is you possibly can to preserve yourself from going through torment. Yeah, a lot of times you will see the narcissist hurry up with the new supply. They're going to marry him and hurry up and get him pregnant. That's another. They go quick. They're trying to trap them. They want to hurry. That's to trap you. So you got nowhere to go. It's a classic technique from a narcissist. Be thankful that they didn't do that to you. Be thankful if you didn't, Oh, why are they amazing with the kids and friends, but not us? Well, I can do a whole video on that, but briefly, I'll answer that right now. They do pick and choose who they're gonna portray their anger and hatred and jealousy and envy, who they're gonna target. They gotta find a target to throw everything onto. If they were like that to everybody they're around, well, then nobody would bother with them, and they know that. They're bullies. Bullies have to find a target to target this evil, negative stuff inside of them. It's much easier to pick a partner to take out their frustrations and anger and everything out all day on than it is to do this with an employer or a coworker or their mother or their kids. In fact, they're going to triangulate you most likely with those people. They're going to go to those people and tell them what a monster you are and how horrible of a person you are. And they're going to make up stories. Yeah, and they enjoy pitting people against one another. That's one of their favorite things to do, too. They love that technique of, how can I get these two they can't stand one another, so I can sit back and watch that, because that'll be awkward and funny when then we all have to get in the same room together. Oh, God. They love that. They love to make you jealous, upset, envious. All those same feelings that they have all day long with themselves. That's what it is. Yeah, and we can't save the new supply, you guys. We cannot save them. They are under the spell, and we know what the spell is because we were under it at one point. We were all under that spell. And a lot of times, mostly the narcissist is going to go tell this new supply that you were everything that they were. You were this horrible partner that mistreated them and didn't give them enough love, let yourself go, all kinds of things they're going to say. Was irresponsible, didn't work hard enough, whatever they can think of that they were doing, they're going to say it was you. And they're going to portray this picture they got to portray the picture to the new supply that it was so bad with you, so that they're the victim. They have to be the victim. Always. They're going to change the narrative always to be the victim. If someone criticizes them, like an employer, oh, God, that employer is the devil. They're the victim. That employer doesn't know what they're talking about. That employer's trying to take away my creativity, asking me to dress decent. telling me to put some clothes on. My God, that employer is really, really something else to ask me to do that and be professional at my job. Sorry, I have cat hair in my mouth. And be professional, be a professional person and ask me to tighten it up. They're not going to take criticism for anything. They're not going to look in the mirror. They're going to play the blame game. If you walked away from them because you told them straight out you're controlling, you're not playing with the full deck, you need to get some help. They can't, they're not going to look within. The first thing they're going to do is be like, did so-and-so talk to you about me? Is this where you're getting this from? It's got to be, because I didn't do anything wrong. My God, I couldn't have done anything wrong. It's got to be so-and-so. They gotta point the finger at somebody else. You know, it's got to be because of what you went through in your past. That's what it is. It's not what you said it is. You're not being truthful. God. Guys, you know, I'm just going to say this much because I know that a lot of you are still in contact with them, and I understand that. I understand the steps that a lot of you have to take in getting away, and how you will all of you have to do that. Excuse me. And that's why when I'm working with you, one-on-one, I try to help you through whatever stage you're at, and I'm not judgmental because I've literally been through all of them. But I just do want to reiterate to all of you that, like I've shared before, I wanted to believe that, you know, at one point I could still remain friends. I wanted to believe at some point that talking here and there would still be okay. Accepting who they are would still be okay. Whatever it was that I would tell myself, you know, that I thought would help me to move on. But what I can tell you is each time there was communication by him, them, it was few narcs, plural for me in intimate relationships, each time or with somebody in my life that I really shouldn't have in my life, could have been a friend, each time I allowed them to have communication with me, or I happened to see or look online to see what they're up to, or whatever it was that continued this thing with them, it set me back that many steps. It was basically the 5 steps I just did. I might as well go back 10. It doesn't work. It didn't work. You know, I thought that I could be accepting of who it is they are and just accept them for who they are. But each time it's a reminder that when you let them in like that, it tells them that everything they did to you is okay. That's okay. When they put their hands on you, that's okay. When they humiliated you in front of others, that's okay. When they lied blatantly to your face over and over and over again, that's okay. When you you know, you continuously caught them in lies and they gaslighted you on that, that's okay. When they triangulated you in with other females or males and made you uncomfortable and would talk poorly to you, would talk poorly about them to you and you to them, that's okay. Every single thing that they did to you, when you allow communication with these people, is letting them know that's okay. And each time, they're going to try to go further and further and further with you with the abuse. You could go no contact with these beasts, right? 6 months, no contact. 6 months later, you're back on the phone. How have you been? You feel like you've forgiven them. You see them in a different light. You feel like you can handle it, right? Next thing you know, you hang up with them as they're telling you, hey, you know, I still think about you all the time. I still have feelings for you, you know. You really were the love of my life, right? You hang up with them. Now they know they they got to you somehow, or they put a little thought in your head, right? And then you're gonna go and you're gonna look on Facebook, and literally that very same night, they're putting up a picture of kissing their new supply. And you know why they did that? Because they knew. They knew you go on Facebook. They knew you'd check out what they're up to. They knew they'd reel you back in just to see. Just to see. Just to mess with you some more. Yep. This is what they do. This is what they're going to do. So you'll sit there and go, well, wait a minute. Why would they call me up today and say such things and then go and do... And then here you are. Here you are. Going crazy again. That's the whole purpose. That's the whole point. So when you do make the decision that you finally have had enough, and for each of you, you're going to know when that is. You're going to literally say to yourselves, I can't take it anymore. I cannot take another round with this individual. You'll know that you're done. Yeah, and you know what, Meow Hiss, when they do go silent, you know that they're plotting, they're planning, they're probably thinking of how they TRACEFACE it at gmail.com, and I will be happy to give you some coaching. So I hope that this helps some of you to understand how their minds operate and where it's going. It's going nowhere good. When you make the decision to go no contact, that means you can't be looking on their Facebook. That means you can't be checking your blocked messages if you've blocked them and reopening up the message to listen to them. Because this is how they hook you again. They're so good at what they do. You can't let that happen. You know, you can't put yourself through this anymore. I'm telling you guys, the best thing you can do is to make it so that they cannot find you and they cannot have any access to contacting you. That is when I truly started to feel myself again and heal. I know, I wish Gmail would cut the crap too with that. You know, that's ridiculous. Gmail and iPhone, when you want to block someone, it still says blocked messages, you know, on your voicemail. That's wrong. You know, that's why I got a new number. I wasn't playing those games. I'm not even putting myself through that. So anyway, do you guys have exactly, Heather? You will get tempted. You won't think you will, but it's the whole curiosity. Sometimes it's just the curiosity. You just want to see what they have to say because now you feel like you're in the power chair. Well, listen, curiosity killed the cat. And don't ever forget that one. It's true. Don't be curious. You gave them how many months and years and time of your life? You want to give them some more? No. I know you guys don't. I know most of you have had enough. I have so much more to share with you guys. Some stories are going to be really hard for me to share. But it's time. It's time to share them with you because if I could help anyone not go through what I've been through, I'm going to do it. And with some of the stories that I have to share, I have some pictures to share as well. So I'm not really great with the whole videos and editing, and I'm trying to learn more about that so that I can put some stuff together. And have a little bit of both. I like the YouTube channels that have a little bit of both. Like, they get on and they talk, but then sometimes they have their, like, professional symbol and their intro. And, you know, I write my own music, so why wouldn't I write some music and put some stuff together? I need to do that. So I am learning some new stuff as we speak, and I do want to put something together that's going to show you guys some stuff I've been through that's not pleasant, but it should be talked about and should be discussed at length in trying to help, like I said, save anybody from going down the road I've been down. I would do it in a heartbeat. So that's my message to everyone tonight. I hope that I've helped some of you in understanding that you got to stop blaming yourself. That's what they want you to keep doing. And there is no looking within with these people. They don't have the ability to look within. You can't be with a person like that. It's never going to go anywhere solid or anywhere safe or anywhere good when a person doesn't have the ability to take a look inside of themselves and say, my God, I've got a problem. I got to fix it. I got to do something here. My life's been on repeat. You know? So I hope that reaches you guys and helps. Like I said, if you want to work with me, it's tracefaceit@gmail.com. Please email me. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the video. Continue to share the videos with anybody you think that this information will help so we can get the awareness out there and shut down this evil operation. You guys are going to be the ones that make it happen. I am Trace Face. It's time we all